Graham, welcome on board of the Innoactive team. We're very happy to have you.
Thanks. It's really exciting to be here. So thanks very much, Natalia.
So I would like to start the interview with a quote from your LinkedIn profile. You are inspired by turning dreams into reality. So how many dreams have you already turned into reality, and what are your dreams and wishes for the VR industry?
Well, I think when I first tried VR, so when I first launched it actually way back with HTC, it completely blew my mind trying it for the first time. Just wow, the ability to be somewhere where you're not. And as time's gone by, of course, that's improved and improved. And what's really excited me is how then people have been able to use it and the purposes they've been able to use that for. So that's what excites me looking forward, is actually not just that this is an amazing thing to be inside the world of VR, but actually how you can change lives of it, how you can completely change businesses, how you can change industries, how you can have great fun time when they're doing so. And that's what I'm looking forward to working with in future as well. So it's a really inspiring thing to be part of.
I've been working with you on several projects and I enjoyed it a lot, even though our latest project, Laval Virtual, didn't really happen because of obvious reasons, but it was still super professional and I really enjoyed the collaboration. So I was really thrilled to hear that you will join Innoactive. But I was also wondering, what is your motivation to enter the startup world, to work in a startup environment?
Yeah, it's actually quite an interesting question. So I've really enjoyed working with Innoactive in recent years. I've been part of trade shows and other special projects with them. And I've always been amazed and just really inspired by the energy. In fact, a lot of what I've done in recent years has been working with various startups, and across all of them, that energy is a constant. And that's something that I love to be part of. And it's something that gets me out of bed in the morning and gets me motivated. Particularly though, why Innoactive within there as well, that's probably an important part, is that I've always been really impressed with not just the energy, but actually a sense of purpose, and that it's solving real problems and there's a real logic to the business, and it really does improve something in the VR ecosystem. And that's something that I've found inspiring too. So it's actually, for me, really exciting to be part of a startup, because it's sort of taking something that's already there, and there's a nucleus of it already there, but hoping that we can really achieve and make something grow from that.
All right, moving on. Innoactive provides a VR training software platform, and our mission is to help enterprises scale VR training. How do you think VR will change training as we know it, and how companies like Innoactive will be supporting the employee training process?
This is actually the exciting part, is that we're still pretty early in the technology journey with VR, and yet there's already some companies who have grasped that and they're using it, and it's very, very definable benefits. And whether that's in terms of cost, reproducibility of identical training scenarios, or whether that's actually the ability to retain what you're doing because you're learning by doing. So it's kind of a no-brainer for a lot of companies to do already, but there's a lot of companies out there who aren't doing that. Probably the interesting part in talking to many over recent years is the going from the proof of concept and that yes, this works, into turning that into full scale. And that's where Innoactive come in, and that's probably the exciting thing. So I've heard a lot of people talk about the challenges of the cost and the time actually to create pieces of software or training scenarios. With Innoactive's products, the creator tool in particular, it's something that reduces that pipeline and makes it easier for companies to reproduce, repeat, use scenes, etc. again and again. And it just makes it a far more efficient process for them. So that's, I think, really where it stands out in the pipeline of creating content.
I'm really looking forward to what the next years will bring. And we made it our mission last year, and even I think earlier on, that we want to be part of this transformation and help push VR, not as a company, but as a collective, as a VR training community. So we started connecting people in various roundtables, events, and once COVID-19 hit, we decided to move to the digital sphere. And you were always the first one to join every initiative, and I was always very supportive. So your experience and expertise opportunities were just invaluable in helping spread the word about the importance of VR training. How else would you like to impact the industry as our new business development and partnerships lead?
I think, to be honest, it's really taken the start that you've already made and just growing that, making more people aware, talking to maybe the people who haven't really grasped the benefits of using VR training yet, and working with them to show them how it can really improve their businesses. But also then those of them who have, just showing them actually that this isn't a kind of a fad, it's not a short-term trend. This is something that should be systematically part of their business going forwards. At the moment, like I say, there's quite a lot of businesses already doing this, but the potential to do it is still really, we're still so early that there's the potential to do so much more. So that's actually what excites me. It's the fact that there's so much more that we can achieve, so many different industries. And you mentioned COVID actually, and it's kind of it's kind of a double-edged sword for VR and VR training. Some parts of the businesses and some parts of industry are having challenges, especially a lot where physical presence has been required. On the other side of it, actually, it's opened a massive opportunity, and I think we're really well positioned to work with that as well. Especially when you look forward to future technology, whether that's remote training, sort of working across fragmented sites as well for large companies. So yeah, that's also exciting, looking forward.
I'm also looking forward to hearing more from you during the VR Training Summit in September, where you will be talking about the industry in times of COVID-19. So as you said, 2020 was definitely a difficult year, but it was also a challenging year. And it also made us think differently, and it opened new opportunities, although the word is sounds a little bit negative, but still. And it seems like VR could become an everyday tool. What do you think will happen, though, in the next 5 years?
You're right, by the way. It's been a challenging year. There's no two ways about it. It's a challenging year. And yet at the same time, there's some seeds of good coming from that. So if you look at how businesses are working now, there's almost been sort of 5 or 10 years change within a few months, just because they've had to adapt. They've had to change the working processes, how they train employees, how employees interact with each other. A good example, we're doing this on a video call at the moment. So as we go forward, I think there's a few sort of technological trends that will make this a lot bigger, the whole training industry. We see the sort of the hardware and the network side improving. So hardware is becoming more affordable. It's becoming more portable. The big buzzword that a lot of companies are talking about as well, 5G. So the ability to all of a sudden scale wide across multiple sites, multiple countries. So they're kind of the ecosystem backbones are going in to help the software side of the business scale, because once they're there and it's easier for companies to adopt and to use that technology, I think it really unlocks a lot of that sort of potential. It stops it from being a sort of an expensive project, which it possibly was a couple of years ago for some companies. And all of a sudden, it sort of really helps to just prove the efficiency actually of using VR training.
So you see a bright future for VR?
I see a very exciting future for VR actually. I mean, going back to your first question, when I tried it, it first time years ago now, but it blew my mind, and it completely changed the direction of what I've done with my life and career since. That sounds a bit cheesy, but it's actually true, and it's still something that inspires me today. And like I say, it's just the amazing array of things that we can do with it, and the lives you can change and the benefit you can make with it. So yeah, I see a great future.
Oh. Well, Graham, you definitely motivated me a lot today, so I'm really excited to get to work now. So thank you very much for your time, and yeah, let's get started.
Thank you. Me too, by the way. It's exciting times, and yeah, looking forward to the coming weeks, months, and years.